What's going on, guys? It's your boy Geno Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like calls is mounting for Don Staley to step down as South Carolina head coach. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way to South Carolina. Let's get it. Let's go. Guys heard me correctly. Calls is mounting in to the University of South Carolina for Don Staley to step down as the coach. Now, we ultimately know what happened this past weekend. UConn went down there to Tampa and put belt to booty on South Carolina, man. No one expected this game to go the way that it did, and I'm here to tell you, I was stunned, dog. I mean, it was a poor case of coaching, poor case of lineup, and at the end of the day, no one thought that Don Staley in South Carolina, based off the season they had, will go down there and lose the way that they did. I mean, Geno Auriemma completely embarrassed Don Staley, and it's so bad that we're still talking about it today, bro. I cannot make this up. Now, articles and sources from South Carolina is letting the media know that fans is very, very upset about the transformation that happened in this basketball game, and we cannot forget the massive F-bomb Don Staley dropped during the damn game, bro. I mean, I made a video about that yesterday. I mean, her emotions was up and down, and she was literally throwing tantrums on the sideline where her team was losing. Now, guys, I'm here to tell you that is a poor case of being a coach, bro. I just got to keep it real. People been calling me a hater all week. I'm not being a hater. I'm just stating the obvious. And the obvious is Don Staley was a complete sore loser and looked very unprofessional during that basketball game. Now, let's head on over here to the website to pull up this article to look and see exactly what the hell is going on in South Carolina, man, because I'm telling you what's going on in Connecticut. Look like Geno Auriemma could be throwing shots at Don Staley too, which we're going to get into that footage in a hot second, dog, because it's looking real spooky for Don Staley, bro. It's looking real spooky. I just got to keep it real. The state calls mount for Don Staley to leave South Carolina as Geno Auriemma's 12th NCAA champion leave college basketball community livid, bro. They said the dynasty Staley has built just got torched on television. Now, I'm telling you right now, I seen it, dog. It was bad. I mean, it was real bad. One of the most decorated coaches in women's basketball walked off the court with nothing but questions swirling around her. Meanwhile, Geno Auriemma casually walked into legendary status with his 12th ring, reminding everyone who still runs the sport. Now, the pitchforks are out, and the noise is defining who's the best coach. Now, for what it's worth, this latest win came with the expense of Geno Auriemma. Best rivals Don Staley over a 17-year tenure with South Carolina. Staley has assembled a juggernaut of a program. Now, that's something that I do want to say, dog. Like, even though she went out bad and sorry this last time, it does not take away the championship she has won, the coaching ability she has been able to do, because she ultimately beat Geno Auriemma before. Now, granted, she did have a totally different roster, but I'm telling you right now, the Don Staley we seen this past weekend is not her legendary status that she once had, because I feel like her now is not like her whole history is going to be tarnished because of this, bro. Like losing the way that she lost, man. So on Sunday night, however, her team could not muster the same energy as UConn. The gap between the two teams was there for all of us to see. Despite everything Staley has achieved, her Gamecocks look second best across the board. Now, what's crazy about all of this, too, no one is talking about, is that South Carolina came into this game number one. They was number one ranked over UConn. UConn came in this thing number two, bro. Like, we all got to remember that, bro. Like, the number one team pretty much got the beats put on them, bro. Now, for what it's worth, the latest win came at the expense of Geno Auriemma, bro. Now, despite everything Staley has achieved, her Gamecocks look second best across the board, leaving fans and experts alike stunned. Not just that, Auriemma now holds a 10-5 advantage over Don Staley in their head-to-head matchups. The 82-59 defeat, whoa, that's a hell of a number, man, to South Carolina. However, earlier this season on February 16th, South Carolina suffered a 29-point loss to UConn back in February, 87-58, which was the largest margin of defeat since 2008. Now, Auriemma has historically had Staley's number. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, he has, bro. Now, for Don Staley, it's a rare low moment in a championship game. Her teams was helpless against UConn, two-way dominance. The Gamecocks were down 30 points in the third quarter, bro. I mean, that's bad. Staley was frank about how her team performed in her press conference, where she stated, I hope they're crying because crying makes you work harder. Now, that topic right there could have been a video in itself, because people actually criticized Don Staley for kind of throwing her team under the bus in the press conference, which I didn't even make a video about it, because at the end of the day, they lost, and those girls do have every right to express their feelings. But one fan went on to say, I think it's time for Don Staley to hang it up and retire. Since she's past her prime, she had a great one, great accomplishments, but it's time to ride off into the sunset before she drags our glorious women's basketball team down with her. Now let's head over to X, bro, because this is the tweet right here that is turning heads and that has caused fans to feel a certain type of way, bro. With over 15,000 views, man, this tweet right here is definitely turning heads. Somebody said, "Ooh, thank God I read comments before I said something. Carry on." Somebody said, Clemson fan. Somebody else said the league is catching up to her. She can't keep up. Yeah, she just can't keep. She can't adapt to this day of age of basketball. Somebody said, I think she still has a couple seasons left, but I can't agree. She doesn't have a whole lot more to prove. She's already put up the greatest legacy in women's basketball. We'll see. I feel like Geno Auriemma is clearly the best coach ever in women's basketball. Somebody said, man, I scrolled through this and the comments were cooked. No one knows stature anymore. Somebody said, past her prime, but won 2 out of 4 natties, LOL, just last season, and took this team to back-to-back championship. Dude, shut the F up. So some people is actually saying that Don Staley should stay. Somebody said, when you bring pieces into your program, you have winning teams. Sometimes those pieces graduate and move on to the WNBA. Aaliyah Boston, your team becomes weaker, but then you bring in a freshman that helps win. South Carolina and UConn are different, but Paige Becker's now ... Somebody said Don Staley didn't have the firepower UConn had this season. She had South Carolina will be back. Now, I did say that, man. I did say South Carolina got a big chance of coming back too, man. But yeah, man, it's just looking spooky, man. Moving on to another story that is Geno Auriemma up in Connecticut flexing, bro. He flexed
downstairs.
hard.
We're in like patio, and we're downstairs. We're in like patio area, and I looked around and I started counting, and all the former players that was there at one time, sitting like in a group like these guys, just hanging out, doing stuff you do after you're celebrating a win. I was watching, I was counting. And by the time I finished counting, let's see, there's Rebecca, she has 1. And there's Jamel Elliott, she has 1. And there's Jen Rosati, she has 1. And there's Sue, she has 2. And then there's Jessica Moore, she has 3. And then there's...
See, he's counting all the damn championships on the bus, bro. If this ain't flexing, I don't know what flexing is, dog. This is a major flex.
Oh, and there's Stewie and Tuck, and they have 4 each. So all the guys that only had 1, they had to sit like in the back of the bus. Most other places, if you win 1 national championship, they build a statue to you outside the building. Here, they won't even let you get to the front of the bus. So by the time I finished counting, I counted, just sitting there, 27 national championships.
Big flex, bro. Big flex from Geno Auriemma, dog. Now, that right there was a big flex. And what's crazy about all of this is that you would think, would have been a couple days later, the energy for Don Staley will be different. But I'm ready to tell you, fans is still pissed at the way. See, I think it's the way they lost, bro. The points margin that they lost by is the reason why fans is mad, man. But at the end of the day, we don't know, man. We'll just have to wait and see. Only time to tell. I don't think Don Staley's going to get fired. I don't think they're going to like give her the boot. But one thing I can say is that this right here was a wake-up call for South Carolina and their fans, bruh. Get down in the comment section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this. Keep them bells on because you know what? I'm going to bring you the news. And until next time, dog, this is a big one for me. Shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out. Shake the haters off.